length conversion. Suppose let us take two reference issues, two reference points. This is reference 1 and this is reference 2. The distance present between the reference points is said to be what? Length. This is known as what? Length. Whereas those reference points can be anything. Those can be atoms, those can be molecules, those can be waves, those can be objects. That is distance, the minimum distance present between the expected reference points is generally said to be what? Length. This length has to be measured. This length has to be measured and it is to be expressed with the proper units. Now we will discuss the units for the representation and the interconversion present between the different units of the length. The systematic units of length is, one is centimeter and second one is meter. The centimeter is CGS system of unit for the measurement of the length, and for the SI system of unit of measurement of length is what? Meters. But we need some of the derived units which are having lower quantity measurement as well as higher quantity measurements of the length, because length may be very small. If I take atoms as my references, length is might be very high if I take a distance between the two places. Thus we are having derived units which are smaller compared to the CGS system, smaller compared to the SI system, and also having some higher units which are higher than the regular SI system of measurement, that is what? Meter. Let us go for the units related to the length. Whereas meter, this is SI system of unit. Along with the meter, the lower units are CGS system of unit indicated with centimeter, and this is millimeter, this is micrometer, and this one is nanometer indicated by N and M combination, and the last and the least one for the general measurement is picometer indicated by what? PM. Whereas if I express this meter in terms of centimeters, this will becomes equal to 10 power minus 2 meters. Whereas 1 centimeter is always becomes equal to 10 power minus 2 meters. 1 millimeter is found to be equal to 10 power minus 3 meters. Whereas this micrometer, that value will becomes equal to 10 power minus 6 meters. Nanometer is found to be equal to 10 power minus 9 meters, and picometer is found to be equal to 10 power minus 12 meters. Like this, out of these, for the general measurement of the length, the least unit is picometer. Picometer, some number of picometers will becomes equal to nanometer, some number of nanometers will becomes equal to micrometer, whereas this number of micrometers will becomes equal to millimeter, some number of millimeters will becomes equal to centimeter, and some number of centimeters will becomes equal to meter. So therefore we can write, compare it to picometer, nanometer is greater, compare it to nanometer, micrometer is greater, compare it to micrometer, millimeter is greater, compare it to millimeter, centimeter is greater, compare it to centimeter, meter, compare it to meter, kilometer, compare it to kilometer, here megameter is greater, compare it to megameter, this is gigameter, compare it to gigameter, this is what? Last one is terameter. Whereas kilometer stands for here 10 power 3 meters, whereas that megameter, capital M, this stands for 10 power 6 meters, and gigameter stands for 10 power 9 meters, and terameter stands for 10 power 12 meters. So if I take this meter into reference with respect to the meter, that is 1 meter. 1 meter respect, if I talk about, these of all are smaller units. Centi stands for 10 power minus 2. Milli stands for 10 power minus 3. And micro stands for 10 power minus 6. Nano stands for 10 power minus 9. Pico stands for 10 power minus 12. Similarly, kilo stands for 10 power 3 units, and this mega stands for 10 power 6, giga stands for 10 power 9, and tera stands for what? 10 power 12. Here the alphabets appears to be same. Here also M, here also M. This M is indicated with the small letter and this M is indicated with the capital letter. Similarly, here these are all as being bigger quantities. Giga indicated with capital G, tera is also indicated with capital T. You feel it as what? Capital M. This is mega meters. And here the interrelations, if I rewrite once again, suppose here micrometer and the millimeter. That is, micro stands for, generally the word micro stands for milli of milli. Micro stands for what? Milli of milli. Whereas here this word nano stands for what? Milli of micro. Nano stands for milli of micro. Whereas this word pico stands for what? Milli of nano is said to be what? Pico. So therefore here 1 by 1000 parts of millimeter will becomes equal to micrometer. 1 by 1000 portions of this micrometer will becomes equal to nanometer. 1 by 1000 parts of this nanometer will becomes equal to picometer. So 1000 picometers, the meaning is 1000 picometers if I add, that will becomes equal to 1 micrometer. Whereas 1000 micrometers if I add, that will becomes equal to 1 millimeter. If I add 1000 millimeters, that will becomes equal to what? 1 meter. Similarly, if I go for 1000 meters, then that will becomes equal to 1 kilometer. Whereas 1000 kilometers will becomes equal to 1 megameter. That is 1 megameter. 1000 megameters will becomes equal to 1 gigameter. 1 gigameter. Similarly, 1000 gigameters will becomes equal to 1 terameter. Like this relation is present. 1000 units is taken as reference. 1000 times of picometer will becomes equal to 1 nanometer. 1000 nanometers will becomes equal to 1 micrometer. 1000 micrometers will becomes equal to 1 millimeter, and 1000 millimeters will becomes equal to 1 meter. 1000 times of meter will becomes equal to kilometer, and 1000 kilometers will becomes equal to 1 megameter. 1000 megameters will becomes equal to 1 gigameter, and 1000 gigameters will becomes equal to 1 terameter. To remember with some easiness, once again the interrelations are like this. 1 millimeter, that is 1 by 1000 part of meter, 10 power minus 3 meters. Whereas if I take 10 power plus 3, that will be converted as what? Kilometer. That is, millimeter is 10 power minus 3 parts of meter, kilometer is 10 power 3 times of meter will becomes equal to kilometer. Similarly, micrometer is 10 power minus 6 times of meter, whereas this megameter is 10 power 6 times of meters. Nanometer is 10 power minus 9 times of meter, whereas that 10 power plus 9 times of meter will becomes equal to gigameter. Similarly, picometer is 10 power minus 12 meters. That times of 10 power 12 times of meter will becomes equal to what? Terameter. Like this interrelation. To remember in an easy version, here 10 power minus 3, this is 10 power 3. So 10 power 6 portions of 1 by 10 power 6 times of kilometer will becomes equal to millimeter. 1 by 10 power 12 parts, that is 10 power 12 parts of megameter will becomes equal to micrometer. 10 power 18 parts of gigameter will becomes equal to nanometer. 10 power 24 parts of terameter will becomes equal to picometer. There are two important other derived units for the measurement of length. One will be present over here at the star mark place, another will be present over here at the star mark place. This particular one, which is greater than centimeter and lesser than meter, is said to be decimeter, indicated by dm, whereas this decimeter stands for 1 by 10 portions of meter, that is 10 power minus 1 parts of meter, which is also will becomes equal to, that is 10 centimeters. Compare it to centimeters, it is 10 times greater, that is said to be what? Decimeter, indicated by D followed by meters, that is said to be decimeter. There is another one star mark lies over here, this is known as Armstrong unit. Whereas this Armstrong unit will becomes equal to 1 Armstrong unit will becomes equal to 10 power minus 8 centimeters. If I rewrite this one in terms of meters, that will becomes equal to 1 meter is consisting 100 centimeters. So therefore centimeters, if I write this one in terms of meters, that will be meters by 100, that is found to be equal to 10 power minus 10 centimeters. 10 power minus 10 centimeters is quite a large value compared to the picometer, lower value compared to the nanometer. This particular value is said to be Armstrong unit. No need to write any kind of meter word besides of this one. This is said to be Armstrong unit. Now if I write the relation present between the Armstrong unit as well as the nanometer, and if I express that one in terms of meter, how it appears is, yes, Armstrong unit will becomes equal to 10 power minus 8 centimeters. If I write this one in terms of meters, that is 10 power minus 10 meters, and nanometer will becomes equal to 10 power 9 meters. Whereas in order to convert this particular Armstrong unit as nanometers, we have to take 10 Armstrong units. 10 Armstrong units is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 10 meters, which becomes equal to 10 power 9 meters, which will becomes equal to 1 nanometer. So 10 Armstrong units will becomes equal to 1 nanometer. So as for the quantity is concerned, Armstrong unit versus nanometer, if I take, which value is lesser value, and quantity wise, this is smallest quantity measurement, and quantity is Armstrong unit is smaller quantity compared to the nanometer. So therefore Armstrong unit will be at the lower end of the nanometer, whereas 10 Armstrong units will becomes equal to 1 nanometer. Similarly, here the relation is, that is 100 picometers will becomes equal to 1 Armstrong units, and 10 Armstrong units will becomes equal to 1 nanometer. Such of relation is maintained between the Armstrong unit as well as what? Nanometer, picometers and all other interrelations between one to other of the length related quantities.